we'll do the live thing first. Like, you know, there's Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid and Donner and Blitzen. But do you recall your most favorite podcast of all? Welcome back to the Bigmark podcast. It's me, your host, Bigmark. If it's your first time watching, welcome. And if not, welcome back and Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. This is, the Xmas Spooktacular Merry Christmas episode, which I'm kind of branching out a little bit, or maybe honing in a little bit more, as I've done in the past. I don't think anyone knows what the hell I'm talking about. And basically on these little episodes around Christmas, I kind of just like to talk about Christmas and do things like that. But this year I'm going to kind of, keep things in line and talk about all the fun movies that you get to watch around Christmas. Like I always say, if you've ever watched the episodes before, you always know the best way to support the podcast is doing exactly what you're doing and keep watching. Hit the subscribe button, rate us, do all that great stuff. If you want to keep supporting us, tell your friends. And the best Christmas gift of all, check out our Patreon, patreon.com/thebigmarkpodcast. Tell your friends. I really appreciate that. It literally keeps the lights on. But again, we're talking Christmas movies today. I love Christmas movies. I mean, I probably talked about it in the other Christmas Day, Christmas specials. And actually this year, because it's Wednesday, if you're listening the day that this podcast comes out, it's actually Christmas. So Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah to all of our Jewish friends. Christmas and Hanukkah are actually on the same day this year. It all kind of worked out. And I believe that means the Orthodox Christmas is about the same time this year and all that fun stuff. So the calendars are lining up. The stars are aligning, as they say. And it's going to be a wonderful holiday season. And it's kind of funny because, you always talk about Christmas movies. And, we know all the fun ones, at least some of my favorite ones. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. You can't go wrong with that. Scrooge, Bill Murray. A Christmas Story. I love A Christmas Story. It's kind of funny. Probably do an episode on each one of these, obviously, I have in the past. And, Christmas Story was filmed in St. Catharines and around here. It's a Wonderful Life, of course, is a huge classic one. Home Alone is probably my personal favorite. Love Actually, Jingle All the Way, Amazing Elf, The Holiday, all these fun times and fun things. But I kind of like, if you know me, or if you're a fan of the podcast, at least you kind of know I like to look at things a little bit different. I mean, hey, look at my shirt. I got the Grinch on it. Hey, the Grinch, another fantastic one. All the different forms of the Grinch, the animated one, the one with Jim Carrey. There's all these amazing Christmas movies, and it's almost too hard to go through and watch all of them all in one season. But as like I was saying, I like to kind of do things a little bit different. So, I kind of like looked at a little bit more offbeat Christmas movies, and I just kind of was inspired by, watching something and talking about Die Hard, because they always talk about, like, is Die Hard a Christmas movie? And I believe oh my God. Marky forgets. Oh my God, why do I want to say Willem Dafoe? Maybe I'm feeling the same effects as Bruce Willis right now. But Bruce Willis, he himself said, Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. So I always wonder, is Die Hard a Christmas movie? Why do people say that it's a Christmas movie, right? And there's a few different theories, I guess you could say, or reasons. There's, I at least I found 7 different reasons. One, it takes place during a holiday office party. I mean, if you've watched it, when everyone's showing up to Nakatomi Plaza, everyone's going in and watching, or sorry, celebrating Christmas, doing their office Christmas party. There's lots of Christmas songs in it. Winter Wonderland, Let It Snow, all the classics. John's wife has a Christmassy name. Her name is Holly, so obviously it's Christmassy that way. There are presents involved. Santa Claus kind of makes an appearance. Now I have a machine gun. Ho, ho, ho. Anyway, he's wearing a Christmas hat. You know what I'm talking about, people. It snows at the end. And according to a press release from last year, 1.3 million Americans watched Die Hard on Christmas Eve. So people love watching Die Hard. And, they always say Christmas doesn't start until the first Hans fall of Christmas. So, Mr. Gruber, this nogs for you. And this is what we want to talk about today. We want to talk about all the different Christmas movies out there that are kind of like, I like to call them a little bit offbeat. So, like I said, started off with Die Hard in Bruges. I watched that one. That was a really interesting Christmas movie. I mean, definitely not necessarily one you'd think as a Christmas movie. It does take place during Christmas. There are Christmas trees in the background. And that's the thing. It's like, what makes a Christmas movie, right? It's like, obviously, it's about Christmas and, takes place during Christmas and, usually Santa's involved or something, or about presents or getting kids presents and, a la Jingle All the Way, many different movies really you can kind of talk about. Batman Returns. That's a great one. I love that one as a Christmas movie. It has tons of Christmas stuff in it. The whole scene with Batman and Catwoman around the mistletoe, and there's always Christmas trees in the background, and people are giving out gifts, and there's, jackals, not jackals, like clowns, mime type characters jumping out of Christmas boxes and kidnapping kids. That actually character, if you guys know Batman Returns, the character who did that, the like acrobatic henchman, that's actually Mac's dad from It's Always Sunny. Hilarious. Gremlins takes place during Christmas, of course. The Apartment. Trading Places, a great one. I think any movie during wintertime in New York can kind of count. I think we'll get into that in a little bit later. I mean, there's a lot of movies that are kind of more winter oriented than just kind of Christmas, right? Eyes Wide Shut. Maybe not necessarily exactly where your mind's going to go to for a Christmas movie, but there you go. Edward Scissorhands. Tim Burton doesn't only have a stranglehold on Christmas time around with Nightmare Before Christmas, but we have Edward Scissorhands too. Of course we know. Yeah, it's in California, so it doesn't seem like it, but there's the dad fucking stapling snow to the roof and stuff, and Edward making the snow kind of fall while he's doing the ice sculpture. Crimbus. But again, Edward Scissorhands and Nightmare Before Christmas, for that matter, sometimes is a little bit questionable. It's not necessarily everyone's cup of tea in the sense where is that a Halloween movie? Now, yeah, I'd say the characters in it are quite Halloween-y, but it's, there's a major Christmas scene, the third act of the movie is basically all about Christmas, and Jack is being Santa Claus for that matter. Lethal Weapon, classic non, more action-packed Christmas movie, if you will. That Long Kiss Goodnight. LA Confidential, a little bit more heavy duty. Night Before, obviously classic. I mean, that doesn't necessarily mean it's non-traditional, but it's just kind of, maybe a little bit more offbeat. Go. I don't know if anyone's seen Go from 1999. Tremendous Christmas time movie. In a lot of my research, I found, Krampus, stuff like that. Like, obviously, that makes more sense. Some people were saying Jingle All the Way. I don't know about that. I think that's, like, obviously a Christmas movie. The Santa Claus is in it, all that stuff, as I mentioned. Reindeer Games, also a nice little offbeat one. While You Were Sleeping. Anyway, check all those out. There's also, I mean, I could do a completely different episode on all the different just shows that have Christmas specials and things like that, which is always fun. It's always fun like that. But again, like we said too, it being Christmas and Hanukkah at the same time, 8 Crazy Nights, tremendous. I don't know if there's many other Hanukkah specific, but again, 8 Crazy Nights, which is just tremendous. Oh my God, I'm just looking up some of the ones here. Yes, 8 Crazy Nights. It's for the whole. There's some they look like kind of a little bit more like Hallmark type movies, which no, that can't be. The Hebrew Hammer. Oh no, The Night Before. Yep, that could count. I could see. For sure, but we're talking 8 Crazy Nights. An American Tail, Fievel Goes West. No way. An American Pickle, hilarious. Fiddler on the Roof. These are just Jewish movies. I guess there's Hanukkah involved. So let's get some more Hanukkah movies out there, people. And again, more winter type movies. The holiday, for instance, obviously, it has a lot to do with Christmas, but it's just more around winter. Last Holiday. Queen Latifah, shout out, tremendous. That's more of a kind of a winter New Year's Eve type movie. We kind of start getting into like the New Year's Eve movies, right? But that also kind of got me thinking about, there's all these other movies that are kind of, a little bit more non-Christmas specific, but you feel like you want to watch them around Christmas. Maybe it's usually because some people have time off around the holidays too, and you can usually have time to, binge watch a lot of movies. I love watching, and I know a lot of people agree. I love watching Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter around Christmas. I mean, Harry Potter is makes a lot of sense because almost every movie has a few scenes that are around Christmas. I think it's Order of the Phoenix, maybe. Shoot. All the Harry Potter fans are probably screaming at me. But one of the later movies there's a lot of it happening, at least during the winter time and around Christmas. And I know in Half-Blood Prince, I think, or no, is it the Deathly Hallows when they're on the run already? There's, those scenes where they're trying to make the best of their time while still on the run. But then Lord of the Rings too, it becomes this big thing because I think, again, you have a little bit extra time on, maybe a couple of days off, even just like Christmas, Boxing Day. You have, during the day you want to watch movies and hang out. You can throw on these movies and get through a long watch. So Lord of the Rings, the extended edition, of course, is the real feeling of Christmas, I think. But again, Christmas season is busy. Hopefully you get some time to relax, and hopefully you can do that by, sitting down watching a movie. I think sometimes we can look at watching movies and TV as, as something lazy. You're not doing anything. You're just sitting around watching movies. They're made for a reason. These movies remind us of things. They're pieces of art that transcend, our ideas of reality, and they can bring us to different places and rekindle memories, especially if you watch those same movies every year. You can have all these same feelings and recharge them every year and relive those moments. And I think that's sometimes the secondary counter, other values, if you will, that you can take from watching movies. And why filmmakers create movies is because they want to create lasting memories with people. And it's not only the fact that we are watching the movies, it's who we're watching the movies with. And I think it's super important to continue those traditions. Yeah, they maybe now revolve around something that's a little bit more modern. Maybe we didn't have movies and television all throughout human history, but maybe we used to gather around the fire, and what's the new fire? It is the television. It's the screen. Yeah, maybe we have all that screen in our pocket, that little screen in our pockets now. But if it gives you the chance to sit down, kick back, relax, get off your feet, stop moving so much, it's worth it. maybe it's got you thinking, maybe not. And maybe because you've seen it so many times, you know exactly what to expect. And it's exactly what, Emily Wood and I talked about in our episode we did together. Go check it out. It's tremendous. We talked about how the brain, when it does experience something that it's predicting, and it does experience that thing that it's predicted accurately, it does release that little bit of dopamine. So again, even if it's a movie you've seen a million times, sit down, take the time to watch it. It'll make you feel good. It'll make you feel at home. And there's so much more to it in this time, in this world, in this culture that is so busy and so fast paced and instant gratification and instantly gratified we're always looking for that instant gratification. When we live in a world that is so quick and so fast, and speed is paramount, slowing down becomes a luxury. So take your time, watch a movie. Merry Christmas to everyone. Joyeux Noël. Links mu Kaledu. Links mu Kuchas. It's being filmed on Kuchas to all my Lithuanians out there. I love you all. Have a great season. Happy holidays. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy everything to everyone. Anyone non-denominational. Hope you get a little bit of time off because of all of these non-secular holidays. You guys are the best. Thanks for watching. Let me know your favorite movie. Let me know everything. We'll talk to you soon. Love y'all. Merry Crimbus. Peace.